Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jennifer. So guys, in this video today we're gonna make a detachable cap. A detachable cap that you can style with your dress, your sleeveless top, anything that you can style with. Decided that I'm gonna be working with centimeters, which I just realized that a lot of people use centimeter instead of inches. Only few countries use inches, but girl, you can still work with both. I mean, you can work with centimeters, you can work with inches, but for all my videos on YouTube, I'm gonna be working with centimeters. If it's your first time to the channel, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, don't forget to share, comment, leave your thought in the comment section. Let's get into the video. Now let us start the pattern transferring. We're gonna transfer the pattern on the plain paper. You need a ruler, a tape measure, pins, and a pen or a cookie if you have one. So you need a sleeve pattern, a short sleeve, and you need a front. This is a basic body block pattern. I went ahead and fold it already. I fold my seam allowance and I fold it on my waist measurement. This is where I want the left to be. And you also need the back, and you need 1 meter if you're in small size of pattern paper. If you're in a big size, you need 1.5. Now I'm gonna place my front on the pattern paper. I must make sure it's lay flat, and I'm gonna use pin to pin it. If you have sellotape, you can also use sellotape. After pinning the front, I'm gonna go ahead and bring my back in. I just noticed one thing, that I didn't fold my zipper allowance, which I don't need because I'm making a cap. So I went ahead and fold my zipper allowance was like 1.5, so I just fold it in, and I'm gonna go ahead and place my back next to the front pattern and make sure it's aligned. You can see the shoulders must like be on the same level, so just make sure you make it lay properly. For me, I was trying everything, and I went ahead and take my ruler just to measure to see how it's sitting properly. So we're gonna pin it. So after pinning, this is how it's looking, but I'm gonna advise you that the underarm of the front and the back must be on the same level. I just noticed that later, but now I'm gonna go ahead and measure. You must make sure there must be a gap of 8 centimeter on the top and bottom. If it's a lot, if you're on a big size, you can put 10 or 11, but from a small size and medium size, the gap must be like 8. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring in my sleeve like I did mark already. The front is gonna stay on the front side and the back is gonna be on the back. I'm gonna advise you to push a little bit up, not too much, just a little bit, because I did have later on a small problem. I had to fold my sleeve to stitch it on. I'm gonna advise you from the shoulder line there in the middle, you must come down by 1.5 centimeter. Then you place your sleeve to avoid that folding. You're gonna see later in the video I did fold because it was a little bit too low. So after pinning, I'm gonna go ahead now and mark my pattern around. Okay, so I was looking for my cookie, I didn't see it, so I did just use the pen to mark, which was not visible. Later on the next day, I went ahead and found my cookie, so I went ahead and make a video to make you guys see it properly with a cookie, how it's looking. Yeah, but for now, let's mark this, and you can just gonna see it in the video. And one more thing is, since I didn't close my dot, now the front is a little bit longer, but I'll just mark the same length with the back. So I'll just ask you to fold the same length with the back, so you don't have to struggle on the bottom. So this is what I went ahead and do. I marked there, and then I will just put the same length with the back later on. So after marking our pattern, we're gonna go ahead and remove the pin, and this is how the pattern is looking. So I did find my cookie the next day. I just made it more visible, but in the sewing tutorial I will use the first pattern. It's like I made two patterns. This one is just for you guys to see, yeah, how it looks. Okay, so that is the front, and that is the front of the sleeve, and that is the back of the sleeve, and that is the back, just to show you what is going on. And on the sleeve, like I did say, you must push it a little bit so you don't have to struggle to stitch later on. So this is how the pattern is looking. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, comments, leave your comment in the comment section. I will be there to reply. So this cap is trending, and you can wear it on top of your dress, top, anything that is stylable. You can style this cap with. Please don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the channel. Welcome to the family. I will definitely try to be doing tutorial on the new trending things. Like, I'm trying my best. So let's start from this cap. I will be uploading a sewing tutorial once or twice a month. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss on tutorial. So guys, this is how the pattern is looking after cutting. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my fabric. I'm gonna use two different fabric, the satin and the Ankara fabric. You need your scissor, tape measure, and your pattern for cutting. You must make sure your fabric must be on fold. If you are on a big size, you can use 1.2 or 1.5 meter of each, or you can just use a single fabric if you don't want to do reversible, because this one it's reversible. So like I did say, 1 meter would be enough, but my one was a little bit too short on the black fabric, so I went ahead and turn it around. So I'm gonna stitch there later on after cutting. So my one I'm making reversible. If you want, you can just use one fabric, like just one fabric with a lining if you want to. If it's a thicker fabric, you don't need lining. Like we always do, pin your work before cutting. You must make sure it's lay flat. And now I'm gonna go ahead and add sewing allowance, which is very important. So on the bottom I'm gonna add 2 centimeter, and on top I'm gonna add 1.5 centimeters. So I'm gonna go ahead and add 1.5 all around on the top. After adding, I'm gonna go ahead and connect the point together. You can use your roller or you can just freehand. So this is how it's looking after adding allowance. I'm gonna go ahead and cut. Now I'm gonna cut, and after cutting, I'm gonna use the same cap to cut the second fabric, the Ankara fabric. So this is how it's looking after cutting. This wasn't on fold, so I'm gonna join my back. It's gonna have a join on the back. If your fabric is on fold, that is okay. So for the Ankara fabric, it's a big piece, so I went ahead already and fold the back. Just double check the right side on the right sides and the wrong side on each other. So I didn't join my back cap yet, so I'm gonna push it a little bit, like 1 centimeter. Then I'm gonna place it on the Ankara. So now we're gonna go ahead and cut also the Ankara fabric. I put it this way because the Ankara fabric is on fold. Yeah, the satin fabric was too short. This is why I did turn it around, and that is why we're gonna have a join on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut. So if you're on a small size, you can just use 1 meter. If you're on a big size, you can use 1.5. For an example, if you're a size extra small, medium, you can use 1 meter. If you are on large, extra large to 2XL, you can use 1.2 meter or 1.5. Yeah, that is gonna be enough. And me, I'm using 2 different fabric because I want to do it reversible. So this is how it's looking after cutting. You can see the black one, there's 1 centimeter that I have to stitch. So we're gonna start sewing the African print first. You can see this one is not joined because it was on fold. So you start with the shoulder. You first stitch your shoulder. Always make sure you pin your work before sewing because you gonna already see how it's gonna look. I hate unpicking like you. I don't like to unpick, so I make sure I pin my work, then go to the sewing machine and sew. But for now, we are first pinning the shoulder. Then after pinning the shoulder, I went ahead and stitch. This is how it's looking after stitching. And I went ahead and stitched the sleeve. I'm gonna show you how. You see that join I did there, it's because that fold I did there, it's because my sleeve was a little bit too big. This is why when we were doing the pattern, I did say you must push it a little bit up. So you measure 1.5 in the middle, and then you push your pattern up so you don't end up folding the sleeve the same way I did. So this is how it's looking on the right side, and I'm gonna show you now how I did that plait there because the sleeve was a little bit big to fit in while sewing. Yeah, so this is what I did. So I first stitch the shoulder, then I fold the sleeve just like that a little bit, not too much, so the sleeve can fit in. Okay, so this is how the shoulder is looking after stitching, and I'm gonna go ahead. Don't worry about that small piece, you can just cut it with a scissor. Then I'm gonna go ahead and fold in. Okay, fold in like a small pleat. You must make sure it must lie on the joint of the shoulder. Okay, just watch what I'm doing in the video if you don't understand what I'm saying. So the mission here is to make your sleeve fit that sleeve area. So I did take it to the sewing machine and stitch. After that, we're gonna do the loop. The wideness is 4 centimeter and the length is 5 centimeters. So this is how it's looking after stitching. I went ahead and repeat the same process we did on the African print on the satin fabric. Now we're gonna join it together because this is going to be reversible. So what we're going to do is right side facing each other. Okay, So the right side will face each other. As you can see, my back black as of the cap as a join in the middle because my fabric wasn't on fold, but the Ankara was enough, so it doesn't have any stitch in the middle. So like I did say, right side facing each other. As you can see, I start on top. Always make sure you pin your work, like pin your work before stitching, okay? So you don't have to unpick a lot of time and your fabric can end up be damaged, okay? So we start from the top, and then we're gonna also pin the whole bottom, like everywhere, like you are stitching, but pinning first to see how it's gonna look. So I went ahead and opened that stitch there because I want everything to lay flat. Remember, I did say this is going to be reversible. So after finishing the other side, I came on top. You must make sure the shoulder of the Ankara and the shoulder of the satin is laying, okay? And you can see I always open my seams so it can sit properly. So we're going to bring in our loop and make sure you fix it properly. So the open side must face the sewing. As you can see there in the video, I did fold it. I first pin it with the first pin, then bring my satin on top, then pin it again. So it's just to secure it. When you're gonna stitch, it mustn't move, okay? So now we're gonna continue with the process of pinning. I'm gonna take this to my sewing machine. As you can see, I'm double checking before going and stitch if it's sitting properly, and I'm happy with what I'm seeing. So I'm gonna go ahead now and stitch. So we're gonna start from the one side up, and then on the bottom I'm gonna leave a small gap where I'm gonna flip everything on the right side, okay? So stitch but not everywhere. Leave a small space on the bottom where we can flip. So this is not just me showing you how it's looking either side. This is still on the wrong side, okay? Yeah, you start with the neck and then you go around and leave a gap. So after stitching, this is how it's looking. I didn't film when I was busy notching. You must notch your work, and then you flip it around on that one side I did say I'm gonna leave, okay? Now we're gonna flip everything on the right side, okay? Just pull everything. You don't have to leave a big gap, just like 5 centimeter, yeah, open, where you can pull everything out. So after pulling, this is how it's looking. This is the Ankara side. As you can see, it's already giving, and I didn't do the top stitch yet, okay? I'm just showing you how it's looking. Before doing the top stitch, double check. My work is always double check, okay? Now I'm gonna go ahead and stitch a button. After stitching my button, you can see my loop is there. Then we're gonna do the top stitch. So this open gap, you just, like you can see what I'm doing in the video, you put everything inside, then you stitch. Make sure when you top stitch, it must be neat. So the satin side must stay on the satin side, and the African print must stay on the African print. I don't know if this makes sense, okay? So this is how it's looking after stitching. As you can see, the satin side is the satin side, the Ankara side is the Ankara side, okay? So this is how it's looking, guys. You can style this with your sleeveless top or on top of your dress, or you can wear a nice top with nice pants. If it's sleeveless, then you just put this on top. If you don't do it reversible, you can just use one fabric and the lining, or if the fabric is thicker, you don't have to line it, you just like stitch it nicely. As you can see, even if I flip it on the other side as a button and the other side Ankara, it's still looking good. So guys, I went ahead and ironed, so they didn't film while I was ironing. You must make sure you press it properly. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like this video, share, comment, and you can try to make your one at home. Why not? So this is how it's looking. This is the Ankara side or African side, and this is the satin side. I did put a button just to give it a nice touch. Please guys, don't forget to like, comment. I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.